What is up, everybody? Jeremy Icenfire here, and welcome back to another House of the Dragon Season 2 video. And today, we will be discussing some potentially breaking news at some leaked episode titles for House of the Dragon Season 2. Now, I first came across this leak a little over a week ago when it first started to make the rounds on Twitter and on other various sites online. And at first, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. We're right around that time where House of the Dragon Season 2 is just about to start filming, so we are going to start to get some leaks, and some of them will be legit and some of them won't be. But after learning the episode titles have leaked, circulating through Twitter and on other various sites, plus the fact that the same thing happened to House of the Dragon Season 1 before it aired, and those leaks ended up being pretty accurate to the episode titles we ended up getting in Season 1. And of course, these leaks could end up being completely bogus, or they could end up being just stand-ins for all we know, but I thought it could be a little bit of fun to dive into some of these episode titles and take a look and see maybe if we can find out just where exactly House of the Dragon Season 2 is heading and where it will potentially be ending as well, because there is a lot of debate as to how much House of the Dragon Season 2 will cover and where it will be ending. Now, we only have 5 episode titles that were leaked so far. Episodes 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7 are still blank. We don't have any episode titles for those episodes. But if we look at Episode 3, Episode 5, Episode 8, 9, and 10, we can start to see some of the titles that were leaked. And on Episode 3, we have Crow's Watch. On Episode 5, we have Under the Gales. Episode 8 is Reckoning. Episode 9, Bathe Under the Moon of Blood. And ending with Episode 10, The Weeping Princess. Now, I gotta say, these are some pretty interesting episode titles, and just at first glance, they don't really make a whole lot of sense, but if you dived a little bit deeper, we might be able to suss out just a little bit as to what is happening in Season 2. Starting with the reason I believe Episode 1 and 2 were left blank, and I believe that is because there is a massively big event that will be happening very early on House of the Dragon Season 2, and that is the notorious Blood and Cheese.
Whispers slithered through the taverns and back alleys of Flea Bottom. 2 men were found. One was a former gold cloak, the other a rat catcher in the Red Keep who knew all its secrets. History remembers them only as Blood and Cheese.
Now, I have a feeling Blood and Cheese will probably be happening around Episode 2. It could happen in the premiere, but I have a feeling they'll probably want to give that a little bit of room to breathe, set up Episode 1 with a nice introduction into some of the characters that will be involved in Blood and Cheese, and then dive right into the action in Episode 2. Seeing as House of the Dragon Season 1 ended with the death of Lucerys Velaryon at the hands of Aemon Targaryen, it's pretty safe to say that Blood and Cheese will probably be happening pretty early on. There isn't a whole lot of stuff that happens in between the death of Lucerys and Blood and Cheese in Fire and Blood. Plus the fact that Blood and Cheese is a very pivotal event that really sets up the entirety of the Dance of the Dragons from here on out. So I think they're going to want to establish that one pretty early on. And judging by these episode titles, I wouldn't be too surprised if we got Blood and Cheese right there in Episode 2. Then we get to Episode 3, which is titled Crow Watch. Now, at first glance, I had a feeling that this could potentially be a Jace episode up north at Winterfell, and maybe we'll be getting our first look at Cregan Stark, the Wolf of the North, in Episode 3. I know a lot of people think that Episode 3, Crow's Watch, could be referring to the Battle of Rook's Rest, but I have a feeling that could be a little too early for Rook's Rest to happen right there in Episode 3, especially if Blood and Cheese is going to be happening in the first 2 episodes. I don't see Rook's Rest happening right after that so fast. There's a little bit of stuff that needs to happen in between. But I suppose it is possible. We have no idea what type of pace they're going to be going at from Season 2 on. Season 1 of House of the Dragon was a much different story. They had to cover around 30 years of story in one season, so they had a lot of jumping around to do. But from Season 2 on, it's much more linear. The actual Dance of the Dragons itself, though, takes place between a period of around 2 years or so. So from here on out, the story is going to be much more straightforward, but we still have no idea what kind of pace they're going to be moving at. I know it was said that they're planning to do around 4 seasons or so, or at least George has said they need around 4 seasons to properly tell this story. So if we're looking at a 4-season arc, things could potentially be moving quick enough to get to Rook's Rest in episode 3, but it's a little unlikely. I have a feeling the Battle of Rook's Rest will probably be happening a little closer to the midway point of Season 2. Maybe Episode 5, Under the Gales, will be the Battle of Rook's Rest. Just judging on the 4-season act, and judging how much story is still left in Fire and Blood, I have to imagine they have to get to Rook's Rest right around midway through the 2nd season, with the second half of Season 2 focusing on the Battle of the Gullet, or potentially even with the taking of King's Landing. But it's hard to tell without knowing what kind of pace they're going to be operating at. Judging by some of the information that we've got from the cast and from George, we do know some events will definitely be happening in Season 2. We already have it confirmed that we will be meeting Daron the Daring in Season 2, along with Alice Rivers as well. So we know at least some events will definitely be happening in Season 2. Most likely a lot of the stuff that happens at Harrenhal between Daemon and then later on with Aemond at Harrenhal will probably be happening in Season 2. Plus, we have recently heard that we will be getting 5 new dragons in Season 2 of House of the Dragon, and I am really hoping that some of those dragons will be the wild dragons and the Dragon Seed storyline that will probably most likely be taking place in Season 2 as well. But let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Do you think these episode titles could be legit? Do you think they could be fake? I would love to know what you guys think as well. And where do you think House of the Dragon Season 2 will take us? How many big events do you think will be happening? And where exactly do you see House of the Dragon Season 2 ending? Now, me personally, I tend to think we'll probably get Blood and Cheese around the first 2 episodes of Season 2. Then I'm hoping Crow Watch is referring to Jace up north at Winterfell with Cregan Stark. I'm really hoping they devote at least an entire episode to Cregan Stark up north. I'm really looking forward to that. Then, potentially halfway through Season 2, we could be getting the Battle of Rook's Rest, which would potentially leave the back half of Season 2 devoted to setting everything up that is going to be happening with the Battle of the Gullet, the Dragon Seed storyline, and maybe even the taking of King's Landing to wrap Season 2 up. But that's just me guessing. At the end of the day, we have no idea what kind of pace they're going to be moving at from Season 2 forward, especially now that it is much more of a linear story going forward. But I cannot wait to find out what they have in store for us. I really think House of the Dragon Season 2 is going to be one of the best seasons of television to grace our screen in a very long time, and I cannot wait to see how everything shapes up. We have already received word that some of the directors from House of the Dragon Season 1 will be returning for Season 2, including Geeta Patel, the director from Season 1, Episode 8, The Lord of the Tides, which is widely regarded as the best episode in Season 1, and big shout out to Paddy Considine, who absolutely just killed it in that episode. He is going to be sorely missed in Season 2. We have also received word that Alan Taylor will be being brought on in Season 2 as executive producer, and he will also be directing a few episodes in Season 2 as well, which is great news. Alan Taylor is probably most known among Game of Thrones fans as being the director of Season 1, Episode 9, Baelor of Game of Thrones, the famous episode that changed television forever, where Ned Stark lost his head. So Season 2 is already shaping up to be an incredibly epic event. I cannot wait to see everything unfold. But let me know down in the comment section, what do you think is going to be happening? How far do you think they will be getting? Where do you think Season 2 of House of the Dragon will be ending as well? Don't forget to slap a like on your way out and drop a comment down below, as it really helps out with the algorithm. And subscribe and hit that bell for notifications to stay up to date on all of our future content, as we will be covering everything House of the Dragon Season 2 and all things A Song of Ice and Fire. And as always, I want to thank everybody out there for watching, and we will see you on the next one.